Dolphin Army, welcome back to home. Let's continue. The garbage bags are stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take it? Yes. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through it if I found something heavy enough. Heavy enough? Front door was locked. Let's go up here. Maybe he opens this door. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I take it, the crowbar? Yes. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Alright, let's get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. Okay. What's in here? Yeah, the TV. Yeah, we're gonna go downstairs to the basement. That crowbar should be able to open it up. That wall. To the basement. Yep, basement. We had way too much junk. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the wall, the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Don't look. Don't look. Why? Don't look. Why is there blood here? A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I'd seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Oh, it gives me a choice whether I find her or not. Oh no. My hands trembled as I pulled back the layers of cloth. There at the center, under all the dirt and mess, was my beloved, my Rachel. Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Her clothes were ripped and torn, and even though all that sickening blood, it was obvious. Wait, where was I? It was obvious she had been stabbed to death. The knife I had carried all this way suddenly seemed like a prison. What had happened, Rachel? Who did this to you? I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly, exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? No. There was no way that was me out there. I woke up in that house, remember? I wasn't off in any forest. This was the old photo of that other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was the man involved in this whole mess somehow? Definitely. Those tunnels, those odd tools in his house, and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. Within the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. The reflection in that grimy glass was a shadow, a whisper. I still love the old-time chair and the claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like a cold comfort then. It was the key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's, but if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? It must have been him. He must have been using the old locker room. The laptop had finally run out of power. Alright, we're gonna scan. A little weird. It was the letter I had taken from the post box. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he? Did he do that to Rachel? I was sure of it. She wanted to end their affair, and that idiot, he killed her for it. A lot of it made sense. Norman was clearly seeing Rachel a lot, so he had plenty of time and plan it out. She knew where we lived, obviously. Is that why Rachel looked so scared when I came home that day? What had happened to me? Did Norman knock me out or something? From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. I used a digital passcode lock, but I don't have the code. Maybe I had left it somewhere. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down: Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Carly, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, and Rachel. I recalled the names I saw scratched out on their old desk, deep within those misty tunnels. This was the man in that house, really up to something. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I had already seen too much. I needed to put an end to the situation one way or another. There would be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. I must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. The mail sat there heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been laying in the basement? I knew I needed to escape that nightmare. But what about the knife I still carried? I wondered, even if I left, would it really be over? So did I leave that house forever? Leaving in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. Even the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had stayed sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. But I knew Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I know it was a final act of a long-standing horror I had been living. Waking up in this house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all of this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tapes I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it that was attacked? With Rachel gone, the implications of what had happened that night were starting to gnaw at me. Someone had clearly taken my wallet. It wasn't me in those